And to me, these are big things. This stuff is huge, huge geopolitically. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I'm not, I wish we had more time. I see what's happening. I wish we had more time. I really do. I'm not a fear monger. I'm not. But I can tell you right now, looking at what's going on, the geopolitics, these different trade wars, man, Israel shot down a Russian, no, Israel, they were flying jets too close to a Russian aircraft over there, and one of the Syrian shot down the Russian plane, man. I think it might even have been carrying like regular people on the flight. I didn't really go too far into that aspect of it. But, there's a high potential for, things to go down. As I watch different markets, specifically, the precious metals market, I see that, the geopolitical climate is getting worse and worse. And there's a specific precious metal that I look at to ascertain that. And of course, I own it. There are people out here, who pray for recessions because they know how to make money on them, and recessions create new money. It creates new millionaires and sometimes billionaires and trillionaires. But it also destroys a lot of people. A lot of people die. A lot of people starve. A lot of people lose their homes and everything they have, and so on and so forth. But there are people out here who pray for depressions, who pray for recessions. And the reason that is because they're in these types of situations, certain commodities reach heights of value that are seldom witnessed. And when it does happen, you can stand to make a lot of money if you're positioned correctly. So there's specific precious metals and other commodities that I control through through private entities. You see what I do right there? And obviously, we stand to gain from this next wealth transfer. And we're good. We could be better, but we're good. And I know so many people aren't. And when it comes down to, the geopolitical environment and why the current geopolitical environment requires action, is that we're about to experience one of probably the largest wealth transfer in the history of what you would call maybe mankind or human history or whatever. History of man. Like recorded, history. It's like one of the biggest wealth transfers ever. And it's important to be positioned, and it's important to be on the right side of this wealth transfer that's coming up. And the geopolitics will tell you. Okay, so look. Rhodium is a precious metal. I don't care. Pancakes and toast. It's been a while, has it? Has it been a while since I pancakes and toast? Rhodium, geopolitical indicator. You better watch the price of rhodium. Rhodium, this thing at one point, I think it was around 2008. You can check. This metal went to $10,000 an ounce. I'm trying to pull up a chart real quick. Went to $10,000 an ounce. Historical rhodium chart. Let's check this out. Went to $10,000 an ounce. In what year was this? 07? 08? 07, 08. Went to $10,000 an ounce, man. 1 ounce. So if you had Look. Okay, so rhodium is an alloy, a precious metal, that's used to treat the inside of furnaces that allow the furnaces to get hot enough to sustain the temperature needed to create steel. Steel is used in the rebuilding of infrastructure. Infrastructure is needed to be rebuilt, so which requires steel after times of war and bombing and stuff. So usually when geopolitics heat up to a point where it's looking like there's going to be a war, if you look at the precious metals markets and you watch rhodium, you can see what's going to happen. Rhodium has been rising steadily for the past couple of years. I've been watching it. I've been holding it. I got in when it was like $600 an ounce when I jumped into it. Right now it's $2,445 an ounce today. It's been that way for a few days. It pops up, it's been popping up, a couple $20 or something every once in a while. And I've been watching it. And I've been watching these geopolitics with these different countries and what they're doing. And it popped up the other day, and I was like, oh, man, what happened? And I looked in the news, and I was like, I know something happened because rhodium went up. Rhodium went up. This is when countries, they hoard their rhodium when it's looking like war because they need it. Need it for the furnaces to make steel, to rebuild your country after the war. They got a website, man, deagle.com. Check it. I mean, look, man, you can do a search for it, man. They sell armaments to governments and militaries and stuff. It's a company, and they got a population projections for different countries, man. Yeah, I'm not playing. Population projections for different countries. Yo, how many people are in the United States? 360-something million, 20-something million? I don't know, in between there. Y'all should go, man, find this chart. Find the chart. I think it's going to be due to starvation. To me, it looks like they recite some sort of racial civil war or something like that in the media and all that stuff. And I feel like it's going to be due to like starvation and disease because most people are in cities and can't produce their own food. How many know how to make a fire right now without a lighter or a match? If they turned off, if the electricity turned off in the whole city, as far as you drove, no electricity. Imagine that, right? They stopped letting the water go to your house, and there was no gas, so there ain't no heat. There's no heat. That changed everything. I'm looking at these countries. I'm looking at Syria being bombed. I'm looking at, and it's hitting home for me. Why? Because I'm putting myself in the place like, dang, we could be getting bombed like that over here. Trying to put myself in that position. Deagle. I'm telling you, Deagle. It's an arms company, man. They got population projections for man. Look. I'm not finna say it. I'm not finna give it life. But I am gonna, put it out there. And, check it out. You can do your research on rhodium. See what is it used for? It is like for real. Why is it such a? I know platinum, palladium. That's for catalytic converters in diesel cars as well as gasoline cars or regular gasoline cars. So okay, but rhodium, man. I mean, look it up, man. Do some research. Don't believe me. But we need to be paying attention to what's going on with the geopolitics. These people are in office or whatever, and they have millions of people's lives in their hands. And this stuff is creeping up. Privacy, internet privacy, gun laws, the ability to be able to, to arm yourself, protect yourself, because all these fools out here messing up for everybody. You got racial tensions popping. And you got this All these countries are basically beefing with each other. And, you know, they messing, you messing with money. We're messing with money right now. You know what happens after you mess with my money? What happens what happens if I mess with your money? What happens? What happens? I just start just messing with your money. And you see it start affecting your children and your family and your household and stuff. And it's me. I'm messing with your money. How soon are we gonna get violent? How soon are you gonna go to hands? How long is it gonna take before you approach me? On some whatever, it doesn't matter. My family is hungry. You're messing with the quality of life of my family. With what your goings on. China talking about not even selling. You know that stuff ain't gonna help. We ain't got no real manufacturing jobs here. We lost them in the 80s, man. It's cheap labor and stuff. China's investing in Africa. Crazy money's going into Africa from China and Russia and all that other stuff. They're clicking up over there. So, you know, it's something definitely to pay attention to. Most of the time we feel like it doesn't affect us. It does affect us. It affects the economy. It affects the price of the dollar, which is what we use to purchase goods and services. It's what we use to maintain our quality of life for ourselves and our family. It's what we use to, you know, put gas in our cars so that we can go and, you know, generate income in the form of these Federal Reserve notes so that we can provide and do the things that we want to do and, extracurricular activities and all these other things. And when the value of that is being lost, on top of there's less things to purchase, we have less of choices on products and stuff because there's these trade wars going on. And it's negatively affecting our households while the currency is being devalued. I got the look, man. Everybody talking about a possible recession, what a recession would look like, this and that, heat and haw. I got a statement regarding the agency mortgage-backed securities from the Federal Reserve Bank, and they're talking about reinvesting principal payments of the Federal Reserve's holdings of agency debt and agency mortgage-backed securities (MBS) are reinvested to the extent that they exceed the corresponding monthly cap on redemptions. Based on the current staff projections, principal payments are likely to fall below the cap beginning in October and remain below the cap going forward. However, given the principal payments on agency mortgage-backed securities are sensitive to changes in long-term interest rates and other factors, it is possible that they will rise above the cap and will require agency mortgage-backed securities reinvestment purchases in the future. In light of the possibility, the open market trading desk, or the desk, at the New York Fed plans to conduct small value purchases of agency mortgage-backed securities on a regular basis in order to maintain operational readiness. Under these plans, the desk will purchase up to $300 million of agency mortgage-backed securities for monthly periods in which principal payments fall below the cap and there is no reinvestment amount. Sounds like some bailout language to me, man. Possibly bail in. They push into the cashless society. They don't want to decash it. You'll wake up in the morning, there's less money in your account because due to some new thing they implemented, we're already at negative interest rates. They just ain't saying it, but if you got a bank account and you're not running that Visa enough or you're getting enough direct deposits every month, they're charging you a fee every month for that account, unless you're at a credit union. Credit unions are notorious, but credit union want to hold a certain amount of your money, saying that you're a member. $10, $5, $20, $25, $50, I don't know. Remember, you can't touch it until you cancel the account. They always want this bread. And it affects us when we go to the register. But we don't understand that. And then when we go home, we got less. China's dumping the treasuries. Russia's dumping the United States treasuries. That's bringing more United States Federal Reserve notes back to the United States, which is increasing the supply, which devalues the amount, which makes it less and less for you to purchase. Gold and silver is at record lows for the past like 5 years or something. It's crazy. When I first started getting in gold, it was like really cheap. I mean, we're getting into gold and silver. This stuff was really cheap. It's starting to look like the prices when I first started getting into it. Like heavily. I mean like not playing heavily. Like not having any money sometimes. I'm trying to grab so much gold and silver. And that's because the smart money is getting out. And they suppressing the price just long enough for smart money to get out. They're covering their bets. They're hedging their bets against the stock market. The stock market is being pumped up because these corporations are repatriating their money that Trump gave them a break on, and they're repurchasing corporate stocks while the CEOs and high executives are selling their stocks in this bubble market, bubble real estate market, bubble equities market, bubble stock market. Corrections imminent. And on top of that, they're pushing for autonomous technology heavily. It's almost like they don't need human labor anymore. You get what I'm saying? This, in my opinion, is why the current geopolitical environment requires action on your part. That shoulda, woulda, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. When you're looking at someone that you love, and they're in pain, or they're hungry, or they lost, there's something that, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, if I would just, blah, blah, blah. That's one of the worst places to be in life. Regret. When I was a senior in high school, I worked at a nursing home in the kitchen, like, serving the old folks. And let me tell you, old people are nasty. Nasty. Oh, man, they nasty. Woo! Especially with their food, man. But let me get more respectable, because I love my elders. You know what I'm saying? I respect my elders. And this is about a respectable elder that I met, and I got to talking to this older gentleman. He was a European, who cares? As far as I'm concerned, that stuff really don't matter outside of family and nationality. But then, family is who you choose. And there's some bad people of all color, and good people of all so-called color. So I don't really get into that stuff. Too heavy. I do get into defendability and air shit, but that's another topic. But I got cool with this older, elder at this home. Now, I'm a senior in high school, man. I was like 18 years old. But he, got cool with this dude. I'll give him some extra food and stuff. He was only supposed to have so much butter or whatever, and I'd give him a little extra thing of butter. But he couldn't see. It wasn't butter. You know what I'm saying? It was stuff that he was getting. I just put it in the dish and made it look like the butter, whereas margarine, they kept it in the foil or whatever, so he knew it. But my man couldn't really see. But, he appreciated it. I'm not finna give him butter. He died. I'm cool. I feel bad. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no monster. But, the man thought I was giving him butter when I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Can I live? Can he live? Anyways, man, he told me, he was like, you're a nice guy and you got a good heart, and I can tell. And if you keep moving the way you're moving, you're gonna be in a position to do a lot of good in this world. And he told me the biggest thing that you want to stay away from is regrets. And he looked me in my face, and I remember he grabbed my elbow, and I remember being surprised because the dude was old, but he was strong. Like, man, my man gripped my elbow, and I almost stole on him. I'm just playing. I'm joking. But I was like, man, what's up? And he told me, he said, you don't want to be where I'm at my age, with regrets, with things that you knew you should have did in the moment or shouldn't have done in the moment, and you regret it, and miss people that you shouldn't be missing because you were an asshole or you were arrogant or you didn't want to listen. or you couldn't look into the future or anticipate. The worst thing you want to do when you're my age is think back on your life and have a bunch of freaking regrets. He's like, I want you to remember that. Live your life as if you're on your deathbed, like me, looking back at what you did so that you can have no regrets. Because one day you'll be here, like me. And I hope that you won't have as many regrets as I have. I said all that to say the time is now. And no better time than now. Like, things happen for a reason. There's a reason why there are certain people out here speaking on certain things right now, at this moment. There's a reason. And there's a reason why there are opportunities. And I know you can think back in your past and be like, he's right. Remember that one time I should have did that and I didn't. And, I regret that. Yeah, damn all that, damn that. Especially when it comes to your family, especially comes with your wealth. Especially when you got people all over mainstream media talking about what does the next recession look like. Let's talk about this. It's coming out. It's coming out. You got geopolitical politics up. It's going crazy. These countries are tripping. Playing with each other's money and stuff. Like, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's take it back to what we know. What happens if the biggest cats in the neighborhood start playing with each other's money? And that's what happened. So this is why we need to pay attention. It can affect not only our lives, it definitely affects our economics. Off top. And if you're not feeling the effects of the economics, you're lucky, you're very, very lucky, or you're not paying attention. And it is your responsibility to take steps to place yourself and those that cannot do it for themselves into a position that is sustainable. Anticipate what can happen. You got to start looking around at these other countries and what happened to them. What happened to their people and their citizens and what they had to go through. And stop thinking that won't happen here. And stop thinking that our people won't be the first ones to suffer. Press 1 on the keypad if you think I'm lying. I'm about to go to the phone lines in a second here. But I do want to say, all these sanctions stuff's going on. If you still, I don't know where you work. If you drive, or you're a truck driver, all my truck drivers out there, Uber and Lyft drivers, they're talking about there's a draw, which means a pull, a consumption on oil reserves and gasoline reserves, and the gas prices is going up. So if you work for a company, how hot is gas going to have to get before you start feeling concerned for your job? It's Uber and Lyft. How high the gas prices need to get before it's not worth it to be driving these fools around, potentially throw open your car, talking crazy, trying to grope on you. Who knows these type of people getting in your way? Driving through traffic, putting all that wear and tear on the vehicle. But the gasoline is killing. Because that's happening right now. Steel. Yeah, you work in steel, you deal with any type of steel. They put tariffs on steel, Canadian steel, Canadian wood, framers, home framers. Depending on what industry you're in, I know you're feeling it. Some people aren't feeling it yet. It's just going to get worse. China talking about they ain't finna back down. They're talking about saving face. When you hear a Chinese person talking about saving face, they would rather die. It's like honor to them, like Japanese and stuff. They will die, they will fall on their own sword and stuff before they lose face. And people like these people, these owners. I mean, what is it? Jack Ma, that Alibaba dude. I think he's like a Chinese billionaire. He promised like 100. He promised like 1 million jobs in the United States, can't do it. Said the trade wars with Trump and stuff. Now he can't follow through on his promise of a million jobs in the United States. We're about to start opening stores with no people at the cashiers because we can't pay them. But everything's fine. Unemployment's low. The economy's strong. Keep going to work and making a profit for these people on the top so they can continue to buy gold and silver at very low prices and get out. So we can be left holding the bag while they bail in our money. That's in the little money that we have left in the bank. They bail it in. If you have anything titled in the debtor, 401k, IRAs, in the name of the debtor and the social, they legislate that entity. That's a public entity. They control that entity. They control how it's taxed. They control what bracket. They can change it whenever they want. Congress can change. They can pass whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's your name. It's your name. Sure. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's your name. But the entity itself is controlled by the state as well as Congress with regards to how the taxation, the Federal Reserve, and notes, the IRS and stuff like that. You got anything. You got your car titled in that house. Any type of safety deposit box. Stocks, bonds, IRAs, 401ks, you know what I'm saying? They took the 401ks, they took the responsibility off of the company for your retirement, for giving them all of those hours and days and months and years of your life, and put it on the responsibility of the actual worker. We gotta contribute to our own retirement now. Man, this is crazy. Look, so anything denominated in dollars and titled in that name from that certificate, with the state seal on top of it. Bank accounts, all that stuff. All of it. My mentor said, leave some money in the bank. And I was like, why? He's like, so you can be a part of the claim. I was like, why? He's like, because you don't want to really draw attention to yourself. I feel a certain way. I'm telling you. I'm private. I'm properly structured. My estate is properly structured. If anything happened to me today, a little over $1 million would be dispersed to my family estate. Everybody would be fine in my estate. It'd be all good. The assets are titled privately, vehicles, all that stuff. Foundation with regards to private, wealth. And then different types of, passive income and stuff like that. And, hey, I feel a certain way because I know my people, most of my people, are not in the situation I'm in. Most of my people are not good. Everywhere I've gone on this planet, people who look like me are in the lowest position. Yeah, I can lead a water the horse, but I can't make a drink. And I feel I'm starting to feel a certain way, not like negatively. I'm starting to feel kind of like helpless for my people. There's always something that comes up. There's always the next crisis or the next emergency. And one day, one day, we don't know how much time we have. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. And it's all about those regrets, I guess. It's all about, looking forward and thinking about that, you laying there, or being in that chair with, the oxygen tubes in your nose, wrapped around your ears. You got the tank next to you. You're old, looking at your hands, and they're wrinkled and they're old, and like you can barely, your knuckles are, and you're just old. You're like 90 or something. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't even get up and tip over a chair, man. Can't do nothing. With all these regrets. Not gonna happen. I'm about to go to my phone lines, man. I feel like I'm being too negative, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to sound the alarm. That's all I'm trying to do out here is sound the alarm. Like, yo, please. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. There's only so much I'm going to say. I can't believe I said that thing about Diesel. And I can't believe I said that thing about Rhodium. If you didn't catch that, rewind it. But, I mean, people who know me, people who are close to me, they kind of, sense where I'm at right now. Sense the significance. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. Trustee training is what you need. LLC, corporate, business, all that stuff, it's all included because you need it for your private estate because they took everything and put it in the public anyway. So, I mean, it's just like you got to grind how most won't so you can live how most can't. It's things that we do that separate us. That's it. The things we do and the things we don't do. And recognizing requirements and acting is what, hey, how many children you have? How many children you have? How many children they're going to have? How much control do you have over your great-grandchildren's quality of life right now? I don't think this is a game. This is in no way a game to me at all. At all. Peace, Sister Yvette. How you doing? Sister Yvette.
Peace, Brother Saltel. Peace, community kings and queens. My brother, you are not being negative. You are being real. And let me tell you something, Saltel. All the donations that are coming in, that is what the ancestors destined for you. See, you have told the truth, unadulterated. You didn't water it down. You didn't sugarcoat it. You let people know up front, listen, don't play no games with me. I don't want to walk away from any deals feeling a bad way. Don't call me with the foolishness thinking you're going to try to shuck and jive me. You kept it real. And the thing about it is a lot of communities are coming and listening to you because you're real. See, some people going to sugarcoat it. Some people going to fleece my brothers and sisters because for them, it's about that little 60, that 70, that $250 for that CPN, that $500 for a watered-down consultation, that $350, to get the PDF filled in. Or, these is the little games, unfortunately, some of our people play. And like I said last week, and I didn't know if I came in clearly, when you're doing CPNs, for those who already paid their money for it, okay, I'm going to tell you what they did. They went to Credit Karma. They went to Credit Sesame, probably went to Wallet Hub, took the same numbers, hooked it up, the same thing you could have did. Now, like I said, whatever state you live in, whatever the first 3 digits is, that's the state you live in. Make sure that new address is not connected to your old social. When you're doing business, don't use your state IDs because that's hooked up to your old social, that's hooked up to that old address. You're starting with a new identity, a new address, a new existence. When you go to do business, you walk with a passport. Do not get a prepaid cell phone to conduct business. You must get a legitimate contract cell phone, people. Then the next thing is go list me. That's what you need to do because you need to be a real person behind that CPN. Now, my brothers and sisters, I could give you more, but I'm giving you some. It's common sense. Don't go and apply for a million credit cards and think you're going to get it. All you're going to have is a whole list of inquiries. Now, you take your time, you build yourself out. If you need some information, you hit my brother with an email. He will hit me. I will forward whatever information that he inquires. But you're not going to get this information free. You know why? It costs me thousands of dollars to get the information that I just gave some of you all for free. But for a donation for my brother to continue to be on the airwaves, to get all this information imparted into your lives, you need to give something. Now, my brother, like I said, clean mind, clean heart, clean hands. The ancestors will always carry you. If one door closes, 5 other are going to open. That's a guarantee. As long as you keep doing the right thing, the blessings going to follow you. When you get around dirty-minded people, dirty, corrupted hands people, dirty minds, they can't prosper. The wicked never prosper. I don't care what they do. They might get it for the moment, but I do believe in karma. Karma has a way of coming back and catching folks. Your blessings are coming in because of your good ways, my brother. It's not something that you're doing. It's something that you continue to do. You're not doing this for the financial gain, because I'm quite sure most of the donations that's coming in, it can't even cover half of the stuff that you have to pay other people to impart into their lives. So the thing about it is the good follows the good. Okay, you have to learn that the light stays within the light. The dark stays in the dark. My brothers and sisters, the man is giving you facts. He's giving you wisdom. If some of you been in the archives, you remember over 6 months ago, we spoke about the transferring of wealth when we was talking about the superpowers making certain credits around the world where the super rich will qualify for the credit, and those of us like ourselves and those who have credit scores under 650 will be considered the super poor. So, my brothers and sisters, again, for those who did get a job after you cleaned up yourselves and got out of that drug data bank, again, I say, you got to fake it till you make it. Maybe you might have to grind a little harder. Maybe you have to put away a couple of more pennies. Maybe you need to cut some of your lifestyles down, like the partying over the weekend, the extra hair, the nails, the fancy gear, the latest whip, the latest jewelry. Cut all of that stuff loose. Let's bring it up to the natural. Let's bring it up to the real. Because the next couple of months, we going to have a situation, and it ain't going to be pretty, and we going to catch the worst of it. And for all those that are affected in the southern states by the storms, don't let me see no more y'all running in, looting, and taking TVs and foolishness. Let's pick ourselves up. When white people steal, they don't take cars and TVs and furniture. They go for the real stuff, the pharmaceuticals, the medicines that you need. In the long run, you don't see them going and hitting the meat stores and the grocery stores. Let's think, people. Let's think. My brother, be blessed. Peace, kings and queens. Get your thinking straight. Get your thinking straight, community. Peace.
Peace. Peace, Sister Yvette. Always a pleasure. Always appreciate your words of wisdom. Highly appreciate it. I do want to make an announcement. We got about 4 minutes left on the live show. If you are on the internet checking out the show, you want to call in. 424-222-5250. Because we're probably going to stream a little bit. And when we start streaming, it may get cut off. You will get cut off. I'm going to go to the next caller, area code 310-288. 310-2288. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? Three 310-2288. You might be on mute.
Hey, peace, brother.
All right.
Yeah, I was on mute. My bad. Yeah, this is Kevin from California. I'm just calling in, just enjoying the vibes and the energy.
Okay.
And
Peace,
especially the
Kevin.
knowledge.
Appreciate it. You got any questions? It's your first time checking out the show live or what? Or at all? Period.
Period.
Oh, okay.
So what's your regular time on Pacific time, my brother?
Pacific time, that would be 8 Eastern, so that's
5. Okay.
5, yeah. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Pacific every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Okay, I'll be there next Wednesday, my brother.
Appreciate it. Definitely. Welcome to the foundation, family.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you. You guys have a blessed evening.
Yes, you too. All right, first time. Appreciate you, family. Yeah. Checking out the show. Yeah, welcome to the foundation. Next caller, let me go to Brian. Brian from the Bay. The house, fam. Peace. How you doing, fam?
All right. Man, I don't know now, man. You making me feel like the world's come to the end. No, I'm messing with you, man. But no, like you said, I was like, I don't know what I do now. I mean, but it ain't really a funny matter. It's just crazy because they're known for once you look at history. There's always these points when they do this. They make their move, and people are just so, they worry about the distractions that they have out here. Ooh, this person doing this or that person doing that, or, something that ain't relevant to anything that's in your life. The cats is worrying about it. It's sad, because, I'm trying to learn the stuff and learn what I need to do. And it's just sad to see people worrying about things that doesn't even have to relate to them at all. They're worrying about this guy got that, this person got this, and you need to really be paying attention to what's going on in the world. So it's like you said, we gotta, be here and make the moves that we need to make right now, so we don't have to make them later on. Because I agree with that, man. Like I was thinking about when my, when I was visiting one of my relatives in the hospital. And I was seeing all these other folks, and they were just talking to I was talking to them, and I'm just like, they were like, don't, one thing I wish I did was spend more time out and make better decisions in my life, and did things I should have done or I wish I would have done. So I kept hearing, things that they wish they would have did, and it was interesting.
Hold on, fam. Hold on. You muffled. So could you fix the thing and then tell me what your family said that was on hospice one more time?
Hello?
Yeah. I can hear you. You just muffled.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you hear me now?
There you go. I appreciate that. Okay, so now will you repeat what your family said on hospice one more time?
Well, it wasn't her. It was actually she was there. She was at with all these other people, and I was hearing all these old folks, and I was talking to them, and they were like, I kept on hearing, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have made up with this person. I wish I would have made better decisions, with my money, and I wish I would have did this. I wish I had more time. So I kept on hearing people talking about they wish they did something, and it was interesting to see how, like one person said the youth is the youth is waste on the young,
the time is wasted on the youth. I think that's what he told me. He's like, you shouldn't have any wishes that you wish you did something in the past. You should always be, doing whatever you decide to do, and worry about if it's, guards going traveling or whatever. You need to just live sometimes in the moment and stop living, thinking that about the little stuff in this society. And he was talking about, and it was like an older dude. He was telling me, like, he said, I made, he made a lot of dough at one point, but he wasted it all. And he said he wished he would have been able to make sure his family was in a better position, because when, he wasted a lot of his money. Where he look at it now, he said, I wasted on cars I don't have no more, clothes I don't have no more. And he sees like his children and stuff that made, that wouldn't be in a bad position if he would have just, instead of worrying about flossing and all that, he would have been trying to teach them how to do things or make something for them so they wouldn't be in that position. So, it's just interesting after, hearing that and thinking about some of the decisions that, I've been hesitant about. And I'm like, well, I need to not be hesitant and just start, jumping into it and worry about it afterwards. Stop worrying about shoulda, coulda, woulda. Me and you was talking about something like that, and you're like, you shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we got to figure it out now. And I was like, yeah, I got to figure it out now. So I was able to figure it out, but, people just got to, you don't have to live in the moment. You just got to live your life like you live in your only life, but also make the decisions so your children could be, in a better position. So, that's all I got to say is you're right about that. It might sound like it's depressing, but you got to realize it needs you to be in fear, because it's way more of you than it is of them. So the elite is more concerned about that these people realize that these people have all real power, and stop watching all these, reality shows, all these, rigged sports and all that. Put your time and put your energy where you need to put it at, and you'd be able to be in a better position. That's what I'm trying to. I mean, I'm still working on it, but that's what I'm attempting to do. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's big. It's big, and I know it's something that a lot of us don't think about until it's too late. A lot of us don't appreciate our health until we don't have it anymore. A lot of us, I don't appreciate the functionality in my hand until I lost part of my hand, or I got arthritis in my hand, or I don't appreciate my lungs and be able to take deep breaths.
Yeah.
So I can't without coughing, or until I'm on a respirator or something like that. And
right.
it's not the best way to live and to exist. You know what I mean?
And the one thing else I'll say, because you made me thought about it, is that my aunt, who she used to always have, since she's been born, she's always had issues with her lungs and stuff since day one. As a child, my family always told me how she was in the hospital, always, but she never let it get her down. She never blamed the creator or God, whatever you want to call it. She never blamed them or blamed the creator for her situation. She just she attempted to live her life the best that she can. She never went, woe is me, why I'm having all these issues or nothing. So, when it comes to that, people got to realize that, I got situations, I got problems that I think it's like things that bother me that I see other people could do any time. And I'm like, oh, man, and I just see them wasting the ability to do what I can't do as proficient as them. And it annoys me. But, when I think about it, I say, I can't worry about it. I got to figure out how to do what I do. And if it takes me longer to get the information, so be it. But, I feel like I'm putting myself in a better position because I'm willing to do it. And there's people could be able to do it a lot quicker than me, but they just so worried about getting that bag, or, I want to get them new J's, or I want to drive that new whip. They're so worried about things that they got you thinking that is, worth your time, when really you're just worrying about material stuff, and then you dying over dead presidents, people talk about they don't like, I don't like the white man or European, but you dying with their faces on it. So you obviously like them enough to, and so, I tell people you need to just, like I said, don't complain about the car you dealt with. Just figure it out and rock with it.
True indeed.
All right.
True indeed. Yep. Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your words of wisdom, man. Consistently.
I try, man.
Yeah, man. You got something to add, man. We appreciate you, adding to the foundation, man. Look forward to talking
man,
to you
appreciate
soon,
you. All I was gonna say is I appreciate you been doing this. I know you don't have to, and none but love from over here, and anybody else pretty much telling you, you're getting these donations. They're telling you that people loving what you're doing. So, I got none but love for what you've been doing and how you treat me and how you treat anybody else in the product, because you show how your heart is. So, just want to give that energy back.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
All right.
Peace to the guys, fam.
Peace, man.
All right. My man, my brother Brian from the Bay. Love that brother. Another brother I love, my man Mello. Come on, man. I'm coming to you. No Bluetooth, brother. You coming in with the Terminator voice, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come to you, Mello. My guy, Mello Bay, Coppertone Bay. Peace, fam. How you doing?
Doing well. Peace to the guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you. How you doing?
All right. Good. We well. You know what I'm saying? It's another one, though. You know what I'm saying? Foundation. You know what I'm saying? So, getting real, more close to the doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Respect. You know what I'm saying? Actually. You know what I'm saying? The condition is actually on the back of our heels. You know what I'm saying? But we constantly, as we speak, playing the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Been around years, I'm pretty much dropping jewels and sharing with the music as well, and building that. Doing big talk. And they say, without pants down. And so, definitely what it is. So each his own, though. For all, but each his own. I'm thankful for going through it, but I'm thankful for persevering and investing, building the state, and also making the next most investment. Other than that,
great. I can't hear you, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Look, you sound real far away.
Hold on. All right. It's better.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. We on the speaker, but it's good. So, So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All around where we at, though, it's all about the investment of time and space. Very valuable, Corporations know that as well. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why, they invest into so much human resource. So, to actually, you know what I'm saying, get the gist of it, to know the value of your own, you know what I'm saying, your own current that you're putting out. You know what I'm saying? So you can do the division between, you know what I'm saying, resistance or however, you know what I'm saying, a certain amount of resistance got to be applied. You know what I'm saying? When we're doing business, you know what I'm saying? So we learn that in the business field. So basically in the public sector, everybody's still 10W40. Me, myself, I'm moving more toward 1099. You know what I'm saying? Looking at getting off into the contracting field. So that way, they have a little bit more control. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Creating our own jobs, you know what I'm saying, and contracting out, you know what I'm saying, with other entities. So that's the business right now.
Absolutely. I've been thinking lately, I think it's, I studied the subcontinent of India a lot in school, specifically with regards to the caste system and, the social structure of how they have a caste system. And, there was some people in my school that were from India, and I was able to speak to them about the caste system and stuff. Now, what this basically means is whatever your father was, or your mother was, or whatever your family did for a living, that's what you do. You're born into this system to where you can only go into the business of the family business. So if your parents made shoes, if your dad made shoes, you got to make shoes. Like they'll throw you in jail if you try to do something else, type of stuff. And I was thinking to that, and I was talking to the brother from India, and he said, I kind of, was talking mess, being arrogant. You're an arrogant American. And was like, I can't believe that you don't have choice of what y'all can do as far as, like, for a living. And my man, he thought about it for a second. He looked at me like, I can't believe all the choices that y'all have to do for a living. How do you just pick one? How do you figure out which one you're the best at? And who encourages you to choose what and why? And why are they encouraging you that? And it really made me think. And I think, I think it's time to, get to the point where, maybe we should start going into family. We should start pushing for family businesses again. Specialized fields or trades that we pass down to our children. That's how you guarantee your child the job that you were in. Versus going to work for someone else's company. And we weren't created to work for somebody else's company. That's all, period.
Right.
So I'm one of those people that's like, in a lot of ways, it's probably best to go back to, old school, time-tested ways of doing things.
Right.
And one of those, I think, would be specialized trades. So
true. Look at the Amish, though. I don't mean to cut you, but look at the Amish.
Yeah.
You feel me? Look how they live. I mean, they got their own resource, land. They don't truly depend on the outside world. That's just not just them, That's just really what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're not really truly affected by anything. You know what I'm saying? They got heirs and everything else as well. All of that, the same as well. So definitely. We should go back. I mean, we have to go back. Honestly, to be truly honest, out the womb, if you would think of it, honestly, that's where it would be. Like we said this many times, that's where it would be. Out the womb, you would actually, your first, performance of any type of duties or chores or anything would be on your land. You know what I'm saying? Which your land and has resources on it is a form of doing business with whoever else, you know what I'm saying, that's in that vicinity or that geographic location. So what we're talking about is inherent economics automatically endowed, given, passed down and born into without even opting out energy to any corporation. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, afterwards. So that's just really what it is. That's where the gap starts at, and we got to fill in the gap. So I feel you on that. That's what it is. Create the work, create the opportunity.
Yeah, at the very least, we can create public companies to where the shares upon the death of the parent, the control of the shares pass on to your heir through trust.
Right.
So they don't lose control of the company. It's a company. It's a family business. Like, it's time to start, in my opinion, re-implementing family businesses. Imagine what you can do for generations to come. The effect that you could have that can echo through generations. That, to me, is like everlasting life or how you live forever.
Right. Indeed. Throughout.
What else is there? Like, straight up, what else is there? To me, there's nothing else, and I respect no one who can't see beyond themselves. No one. And I notice how I say no man. I didn't say no man. I respect no one who doesn't see beyond themselves.
Right.
None. So you can't, if you ain't out here trying to reach through the ages and have a positive effect on your progeny, 4, 5, 6 generations beyond you, I don't know what you doing, what you here for. The law to keep up with the Joneses, to make it rain, to do drugs, to drink, to watch sports and learn stats, and it doesn't move. It doesn't move me.
Program.
It just doesn't move. Oh yeah, I agree.
No
definitely
doubt.
Agree.
No doubt. Definitely. Yeah, it's time though. It's time to follow that prerequisite order. You know what I'm saying? Or at least set one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go on
so it's definitely.
Man. Switchboard is lit up.
All right. Yeah, do that. To break bread with the time and space. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely, man. It's another one. You know what I'm saying? Give thanks. Creative, forefathers, foremothers, forerunners. You know what I'm saying? Ancestors, all those amongst us. You know what I'm saying? You know how it go, and also yourself. So peace to the guys. We out.
Appreciate you, man. I ain't trying to cut you, man, but.
No doubt. But I want to be very, you know what I'm saying, equitable in my usage. You know what I'm saying, in time and space as well as yourself. So we got others. So you know how that is, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
I'm here. We always here. I'm here. So get others some. You know what I'm saying, give them something to get in, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Be easy, be safe.
Indeed, man. Indeed, you too, man. Yeah. Peace. You just got.
All right, we got 412, area code 412. Look at this. Look at the switchboard. Man, I might not be able to do it. 412-5626. 412-5626. Peace. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, what's up? So, this is Cherry L calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is my first time calling in live. I'm usually on the archives listening.
Okay. All right, peace. I'm sorry, man. I didn't catch your name when you called from. I couldn't even. My bad. Did you repeat that?
Cherry L calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, I thought you said Pittsburgh. All right, peace, man.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you listening to the archives as well.
I appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you doing this. Appreciate you giving all this information. I appreciate everything because this is so important. It's so important. One of my questions that I have for you this evening is when it comes to trust and protecting assets and such, how does that transfer internationally? And I guess to be a little bit more clear about what my question is, like if I set up a trust in the United States and then I decide I want to move somewhere outside of the United States, how could I use that trust to fund any type of business I'm doing internationally?
I mean, that's a great question. So on an international level, my mentors, that's how I came into, specific trust line is my mentors. They worked for a firm that, and then his mentor worked for the same firm that they restructure multinational corporations. So that being said, the type of trust that I specifically deal with, and the estate that I'm in, this type of trust is recognized to do business in over 120 countries. And those countries are the countries that sign on to the Hague Convention, HAGUE Convention.
I'm aware of what that is. Yes. Okay,
so all of those countries within that convention recognize this type of entity to do business within those countries. So, in the United States, it's the mystical 98 number, but in every jurisdiction, they have differing procedures that they use while recognizing, this type of, entity, international entity. If you did, using your language, if you did create it in the United States, create a trust in the United States, that infers to me that it's created under the laws of the United States or one of the states in the United States. So that would be some sort of legislative trust. And you would have to look to the specific jurisdiction that you were looking to do business in with regards to a legislative trust. I'm not really familiar with those types of trusts. I'm only familiar with a complex of trusts or contractual trusts.
Okay, well, I mean, my intention is to do business with you because I don't know anybody else that's, into this type of thing that I, feel like I can trust. So, I mean, if what you're saying is the type of things that you do correlate with doing business internationally, then I can feel confident enough in saying that, okay, you give me information that I needed, so now I can, confidently move forward.
Right. So, I mean, what I can say in the public is, I've been to the Bahamas and to the Cayman Islands. If you can put two and two together, I do travel.
Indeed,
I can.
Indeed, I can.
I do private business. So,
I'm just,
when I speak with regard to the Hague Convention, I have, specific knowledge outside of the United States with regards to doing business with these entities. I've been all over the world.
Enough said. I completely understand. I just wanted to, make sure. Because I got some ideas in my mind, and I want to, be able to make sure that they can blossom, without too many restrictions,
Understood.
No doubt. Well, so I appreciate that little bit of information that you have given me. It will definitely take me a long way, and no sooner than later I will be hitting you up in the private because, my brother, we need to do business. I have some things that need to finally, blossom in the world and change some things that we do.
All right. I look forward to it. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Appreciate that. Keep you doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing.
I appreciate it. Peace to the gods, man.
Peace.
Pittsburgh in the house. All right. 804-4038. Area code 804-4038. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace. This is Brother Robert from Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, peace, Brother Robert. How you doing?
Peace, brother. Peace. I'm doing pretty good, brother. I hadn't been able to get on these Wednesdays call in a few weeks here. But yeah, I was just checking out the show, and I was just trying to piece together everything you were saying about what's happening. And the word that came to mind is transition. This country is transitioning, or the world is transitioning as well. And, so you sit around and think about what do you do about that? And then I think you hit the nail on the head. You summarized it when you said family business. Back to family business, because one of the things that made me think about when you said that is I recall my family had land, at least 40-some acres, with, a residential structure on it. We had a business. My grandfather had a business And here in Richmond, Virginia, they have a street called 2nd Street, and they used to call that the Harlem of the South. And my family had a business on that street, or right off of that street, and now that stuff is gone. And so, you know, it wasn't put in a trust or anything like that. It was sold off. And like you were talking about, nobody particularly thought about the future generations, you know, especially during that time with, you know, integration coming about. You know, our folks were going getting jobs and not thinking about the longevity of those assets and building, you know, a longevity for the family. So, you know, that answer came right on time. So you definitely struck a nerve when you said that at the end. So I appreciate it, and I just want to call in and say, you know, I appreciate what you shared with us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like, you know, the state has my back and my best interest in mind, or the federal government. And I feel like, you know, we need to foster, you know, our family ties and our family relationships, and, you know, look towards that into this, you know, interdependence within families and independence from states, grocery stores, power companies, water companies, so on and so forth. You know, because it's less of an issue that can potentially arise in the future. And you know, it's always good to take advantage of certain things, but you always want to be in a position that if all that falls away, you know, you're still good. So you're definitely still good. So.
Yeah, I remember, man, because you know, I was a little boy and I used to hate going out there and digging those plants, you know. So we had self-sufficient, you know, with the water, the electrical, the food, and I used to hate going out there and digging for plants and, you know, putting plants in the ground and cultivating and all, and, you know, I didn't appreciate what I had, so I was definitely responsible myself for giving it away and not understanding the bigger picture. So, yeah, you brought back some memories there, bro. So I'll let that be said, and appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you calling in, man. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Peace.
All right, I'm going to do one more. Let me do my family, my brother Daryl. Daryl from Brownsville. I don't think he's in Brownsville anymore, but he still knows the deal. Peace, family. How you doing?
I'm all right. So, how you doing? How's everybody?
I'm doing well, man. No complaints. Family's good. Everyone's good. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, you know, I'm not in Brownsville anymore. How can I say this? Everybody on the line, we need to, everybody on the line, we doing something, we doing business, or we trying to do business. And the good thing about it is that we're like-minded. And then we have some of us, we still thinking about the past in the wrong way. Because, you know, a little child doesn't know anything about color unless somebody teach them color. But because we know this does exist, we have to be aware of it, and we have to, you know, just watch out for people who still think stupid. But from there, like, elsewhere, everything is all right. So why I say that, too, a lot of times you have some people, they use this information for the wrong reason. And I can understand sometimes why, you know, things need to be really talked in the private, like, you know, not in the public. And a lot of times, being that this is kind of like the private but the public airway, I remain in the private. I try to be more in the private. I try not to give out my location because I see dangers everywhere when nobody sees it. And a lot of people always think I was paranoid. They're like, "Who are you? FBI, CIA, police?" I like, no, I'm just aware of a lot of stuff that a lot of people is not aware of. But elsewhere, everything is okay. I hope everybody out there stays safe. I want everybody out there to stay safe. You know, keep on living long and staying strong like that, you know. I thought you probably you contacted me earlier, but one thing I try not to put things that I can catch up to later. There's some things I need to be catch up on now, and one thing right now I'm like focusing more on my reading. So I'm gonna surprise you coming up with a few things because I'm getting more into my books. That I'm walking over to my books right now, and I told you about my library a long time ago. And I pulled some of them, I knocked some dust off some of them, and I'm going to start reading them. That, accounting, trust and wills, insurance, estates, and a whole lot of stuff, estate planning, a lot of stuff is going on. Well, elsewhere, everything is okay, I have to listen to the show because I wasn't able to catch it, but I still had you online. I figured like you came in and tried to contact me, but I wasn't there. Yeah, but I'm here now, and I'm glad you came back in and talked to me. And I really appreciate that you been on. I know you for like going on. I've been listening to you like 3 years now.
Yeah, about 3 years. I think we'll come. Yeah, I think in a couple of months. It'll be 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when you first started off, you was like the cat got your tongue, and now you talk fluid, man. You can spit it, you like that, that you freestyle now. You can spit it. But I love you. Continue doing what you're doing, and stay safe out there, man.
Appreciate that, man. Love you too, man. And you stay safe as well. And I'll talk to you soon.
I will. All right,
Thanks for calling in.
Anytime.
All right. Peace. All right, that's it, y'all. I'm done. We coming up on 2 hours. My throat is dry. I need some libations. I love y'all. I just want y'all to be happy ultimately. You understand what I'm saying? Please believe me. I want you to question as much as you can whether what you're doing in a moment is really worth it. Whether it is going to be worth it tomorrow, it's going to be worth it next week. To me, that's important. And to me, it's worth keeping your eye on the ball as far as, reevaluating things that you do, the things that you choose to spend your time doing, the things that you do choose to invest your time in. Notice how I said spend your time and invest your time. Two different things. The world is changing. The economy is changing. Monetary policies are changing. But one thing that'll never change is the fundamentals of families and how they should ultimately operate and be operating. When it comes to a family business, some families make shoes. I, take a lot of my leather bags and leather shoes and stuff to this Ukrainian dude who owns a leather shop who is the 4th generation shoe cobbler. There's 3 generations in that shop, him, his father, and his grandfather. To me, it's a beautiful thing. And people are always going to need shoes. People are always going to need watches. People are always going to need, clothes. People are always going to need technology at this point. Now, there's things that are always going to be needed and always going to be required. Just sit down for a little bit and try to think about one of them. Food, clothing, shelter, you can stay. Those are staples. But then there are, are recession-proof businesses. What are they? You can do a search for a recession-proof business and then get to work. Or not. Or maybe someone will be serving you food at a nursing home and you'll be telling them to live a different way so they don't have the regrets that you have in the last few months, years, weeks, days, even hours of your life. It's kind of, hey, people could say, hey, man, you're being negative, so you don't really get down like that. Hey, man, sometimes you got to keep it real. And life is just as real as death. And what did you do? I love y'all. This is the reason why I do this. Like I said, I just want you to be happy. Admin at If you would like a consultation, if you want to get into the trustee training, you want help setting up your LLC, you want help structuring your business, you want help setting up your business credit, you want assistance on, these things, I'll break my back to help you with. Things like discharge, things of that nature. I'm not too concerned with. I see the writing on the wall. Things are changing, and we need to get prepared, and we need to take action. Action is required for those who are required to take action. Think generations deep in your family, and I think you'll make the best decisions, at least on a daily basis. Continue to invest in your education, invest in your skill set, and invest in your peace of mind. And show love. But first, you got to feel love and love yourself, because you can't throw it in the air if you don't have it in your hands. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Y'all have a great week. We'll catch you next week here on the Foundation on High Frequency Radio Network. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace to God.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.